All right. One quick moment. Gonna slap an ad just to get it out of the way for us here. Hey, hello. Welcome. What's going on? Who's out? Who's about? Who's got their Slurpies on today? Plastic! Slurp to you. Hello over there on Kick. Hello, Kick. Oh, I've dropped 2 followers. Look at that. Really isn't much of a follow over there. I gotta figure out how to stream on the TikToks. That's my next steps. Oh. Jaja, do you want to go out? Come on. Now's the time. Dada's got a stream. Just gonna leave the door open, damn cats. Sick of going in and out on them, you know? Like, just leave it open. It's daytime. The cats are free to be cats. Hi, everybody. Welcome. What's up, Plastic? You made it. You made it. Good to see you, friend. Let's get ourselves going here with a Slurpy Slurp. Give everybody a couple more minutes to find their seats. There we are. There's everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening to wherever you are. And thank you for coming to my stream. I am the Caretographer. And it's good to see you all. I hope you're ready for some beautiful maps, some splendid Baroque beats, and some sultry voices. I hope everyone's got their Slurpy on. I am bringing balance to the day. Oh, and a slurp slurp to you, and a slurp slurp to your friends. Everybody, slurp slurp. Slippity slurpity derpity. There she go. All right. So we've continued working on our large-scale miniature map of our maps. So essentially, effectively, what this is I've made several battle maps, and this is the merging of all the battle maps into one miniaturized model, so that the players may, say, pick and choose different points of interest to travel to investigate, to explore. It also gives the players a basis of a HUD or a place where they can organize their what they found at each point of interest, right? And further, it gives them a really thick thematic. It allows them to see the island as one piece as opposed to several segmented maps, right? And it just makes them feel like they're on an island. It makes them get the feel of everything's around them. They understand that if they're at the villa, they can't just walk through the jungle because they'll see this big, massive jungle and they'll be like, wow, that looks thick and ominous. There might be some things in there, right? So I'm excited to kind of use this. This isn't something I've used, and essentially, like, this is normally something that is used as like a world map, right? Like if you're going to have a map of, say, the Sword Coast, and you're going to show that to your players and have a very like big macro-sized map. But with the island, it's a bit more intimate. It's a bit smaller, so the macro version of it can be a bit more defined in this regard. So, yeah. Hey, BB. Good morning. From Jolly Old. Yeah, actually, I guess that's a fair point. What's your time zone? I think it's you're one of our good afternoons. Yeah, you're across the pond, I believe. Not sure where. I mean, this thing has been failing on me as of late. The cheapo $10 screen is showing its cheapness. But I told you I have plans. I have plans. So I'm gonna take a second one of these screens and we're gonna sew them together, and then we're gonna do a permanent screen that just goes across my room. Just waiting for my life to kind of get situated a bit more before I go investing more monies. Yeah, so definitely a good afternoon to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Nice, nice, awesome. I'm excited for them. Is that what has been decided? The challenge title is Magic. I'm just gonna re-enter my last map. Just kidding. Here we go. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. It looked fairly interesting. I'm excited to actually see it because so we're already slacking. It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks. Um but yeah, I was excited to check that one out. Actually, I might even bring that one up on my stream here just to see what was up about it. It looked intriguing. I was like, oh, I've never actually made a potion shop, and now we have a lot of magic options too. The shelves and everything are decadent, and then furthermore, we have so many neat new potion bottles. You saw, the ones I was using on my map. So I was like, yeah, I was like a potion shop. Mmm. Mystical remedies, yes. Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess let's do the villa. Yeah, right. You're like, I already used those assets. Well, paint them another color to use them again. Take two of the assets, merge them together, make a double bottle. They actually have a couple of those. Yeah, Caretographer sword today. Alright, so we gotta do some more of our mounding. A double road that loops around. Those are platforms. Oh, the pool, no. We'll have to put an abstract down or something. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's a good idea. I could abstract the pool. Always a way in Dungeon Alchemist. There's always a way. That's good. I'm kind of just eyeballing it. I really don't like have a set scale that I'm using. Just eyeballing it. Before I go any further, though, let me make my moundages, because as we saw over on the graveyard site, these sand mounds are hardy and hefty to make when they're this small. But man, like isn't it a cool little dune though? So I kind of like they've made like protective dunes almost. They kind of like they exist naturally. Maybe these ones are, propped up a bit more. Maybe I go all the way around the beach with that. Think we do. Just gonna go all the way around the beach with it. Okay, here we go. I told myself I was gonna do it the last time, and I just didn't. about that. Mm. Let's delete all this. Let's start over on this beach of sand. Yeah. Da, 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 na, na, na. Yeah, and they're probably gonna change it, but there's a lot of like do's and don'ts with them if you want to get certain effects. Like if you want it to look a certain way, which a lot of times you do. Um, which is really just like learn through playing with them, and practicing with them. Oh, we just have this come down like that. Like what I've noticed with them is like they're almost like real paint the way they texture on. So like what I mean by that is like physically if you can think in a form of layers, right? If you put down a certain paint, you can then lightly put paint over the top of it and it'll like fill in the blanks, or it will like put a texture or that fades over the top of it. But then there's some that don't work that way. There's some like the grass is really hard to get into sometimes, like where like you see how it's always going to be a little faded, even though I have maximum strength. It's got those little grasses in it. As opposed to here is all dirt, which you get all dirt when you do a blank and then all dirt, right? So some things eat into each other better, some things don't. Some things will go on top of each other very easily, some things don't. Just normally, if you want the cleanest of edges, you'll have to come and do what I'm doing here, which is like place things down, erase, and then come back over and fill it in, but try not to go over because you go over it, look, the grass goes, normally like the grass goes over everything. The jungle grass those jungle leaves, go over everything. Rocks tend to go underneath things. So like if I had this, ooh, not that rock. Ooh, no, I guess they're not. Maybe because it's blank there, though. Maybe they changed things around on me. This is what I'm saying. Like, I've been working with these brushes for a long time. Yeah, maybe they changed things around. That feels different. Interesting. I wonder if they changed anything to the brushes in the update. Because they used to texture, like, way more. It also could be this biome. I haven't worked on this biome that much. So it could just be these brushes in specific that are being fancy. But like, here's a good example. Oh, no, undo. I'm trying to get more grass in here. And it only lets me get so much grass on this beach. So that's giving me the example that I want. So I need to come in here. I need to slap that out. Because I need this to be like grassity grass for my my vinery, my vineyard. It's where we make the wine. Na, 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 na. It's a small road. Yeah, so it actually works to your advantage. So like I'm trying to do this little trimmy thing on the sand. So I just want like some of the grass to be eaten up by the sand, like you'd see on a beach, you know, like where it merges. So like it's actually fairly nice that this grass full strength brush just kind of eats into the grass just a little bit, or eats into the sand, and I can just brush along the edge of the thing here. And then I can look back and be like, wow, I'm making that way thicker than I intended. Then we come back with our sand. Just brush it back. So yeah, the brushes, I think, it's a lot of touching. A lot of, but like you're already on that like 1,000-click bandwagon, like I'm gonna click it until it looks proper. And hello to you, Ricky. Welcome, welcome. Alright, now it looks a little like 2. Maybe just get rid of those patches that are looking big to me. Let it be a little windy. That's okay. It could be a little windy. Trying to finish this project that I've been working on. So this is a macro regional map of my island that is like a collaboration or a culmination of all of the battle maps that I've been making on this project into one, right? So this is what it would look like if you smashed all the maps together and then made a small model of it. So I'm just doing this little like washed up beachy shore thingy here. And I'm working on my velour, my below. Oh, I gotta move that. That's good that I see that now. And we gotta add some too. What are you getting into today, Ricky? There you go. Actually, reminding me that my coffee is cold and it needs to be warmed up. Na, na, na. Na, na, na. Na, 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 na. Gotta take this ice off my shoulder. Yes, I did. Also trim my beard down to match. And I am sending it into the mail this week to be donated. So hopefully someone who needs a luscious head of hair can receive my beautiful locks. I do miss them, but it's time to let them go. Oh yeah, normally this is the time of year where I go and I get it like thinned, and I mean like sheared like a sheep thin. I mean like, and you're just like pulling hair. There's so it's so thick. There's like a lot of volume, right? So, that means it's hot. It's really hot. It's really sweaty up there. So it's nice to kind of go and just get it thinned out, like I said. But if you thin it, you kind of take your hair and you just you're just throwing away hair at that point, you know, like you keep the length, but you cut the hair on the inside, right? So it kind of just throws away hair, and you know, I was like, hey, if I'm gonna cut it, like I might as well just cut it off, right? And then just let the hair be good. Like why ruin such a good piece, head of hair? I was like, and I've always wanted to donate. I've just never really gotten around to it, and I was like, you know what? I gotta make it a thing. I gotta just do it, So, and it's actually way easier than I always presumed it to be. It's just, Oh, actually, what am I doing? I want this to be jungly. You chop it off. It needs to be dried and 10 to 12 inches. Usually is what most people accept. And then you just, put it in a ponytail and chop it off. And put it in a bag, and you can put it in like a padded envelope and send it in. This short, good few years for sure. I grew that hair out for just over 2 years, I believe. And then I had it long. I don't know what my last job was. Maybe like in the range of like 4 or 5 years, because like I normally keep it like medium length, right? So it's not like short. But I remember for one of my jobs, one of my sales jobs, I was like, you know what? I was like, I did the long hair thing. Let me try the short hair thing and see if that like boosts my numbers, right? It didn't. And that was, I think, like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, newsflash, it didn't. But what are we gonna do? Here, let's stop looking at this like circle of dirt, and I'll zoom out for y'all while I go heat my coffee back up. So yeah, this map's like it's almost done in and of itself. I gotta finish this villa. I gotta make a pirate ship model, which will be difficult, but we'll do our best. And then maybe one day someone will be like, "Hey, do you want a pirate ship model that's DMCA? And I'll be like, yeah, of course I do, and they'll let me use it, and I'll rep them on my ship. But, uh, and then I just got to do a bunch of trees, which is trees is gonna be really fun because it's a lot of clicking and it's a lot of like brushing and tapping and just like bringing the life to it. So, um, this will be complete soonish. Hey, what's up, Xanderfell? Xanderfell always comes in with the mean quotes. Cuts his in the mirror. No plan of style. Just try to keep it from going Fabio long. Maybe it's the italics. I don't know. It's like a full statement. Yellow, you go for the discount uh, at home cut. I love it. Does she know what she's doing? Like, does your partner actually like have some scissor skills, or is it just like, zzz, like anybody can, zzz, you know what I mean? You keep yours like short with like enough to play with, kind of like what I have. Italics is third person is why. Yes, it just gives it this like. It's a style in and of itself. Love it, Xander. See ya. Good to see you, Xanderfell. Yeah, I don't know. I guess my hairstyles vary. I do like my hair long as it plays long very well. But I do like it short. I think I like handsome short as well. Look cleaned up, and I like shaving sometimes. But I also like my beard. This is how I am in life. I'm a liker of everything. I'm just like, that's cool. That's cool too. I like you. Yeah, you're cool too. Until you're mean to me, and then I don't like you. So just don't be mean. This is your caretographer telling you to take care. Don't be mean. To a yearly sickness, is that like a cold? Or is that like a werewolf curse like once a year? Or is that just like what you call like what do you call it in the winter? When everybody gets sick in the winter low, because you're from around New England as well. What's that called? Yeah, the flu. There it is. Thank you, Ricky. No, they call it flu season. Flu season, because like every winter, everyone just the weather, the temperature, everything kind of molds into one. Like where we are, like we inhabit a lot of inside places because of the weather, so our germs are mixing and combining more. Yeah, the flu. That's why it's different every year. They call it flu season. Is that what you're referring to, Xanderfell? Which the flu is no joke. Flu can be bad. Flu used to be bad. Yeah, yeah. So that's what we call that the flu season. Called the yearly sickness. I like that. That's dude. Once again, Zanderfell comes in with like the ominous uh, gravitas statements. Hey, take it easy, BB. Enjoy the game, hey. It's what we come to do. It's what we come to love. We're here for the D&D skis. Oh, what are these cloud rings? Oh, they gave us new cloud assets. That's awesome. Did you see this, Ricky? These are awesome, dude. Sweet. I thought somebody had like thrown in a custom asset because it was Asmo who's always making all these crazy assets. But no. Nice, nice. Yeah, we got a good group of older cats in the crew here. We're not necessarily spring chickens no mo. Oh, you're all making me feel young. Thank you. That's a rare feeling these days. I was having a conversation with my wife the other night, and I was just like, yeah, it's fun being old, isn't it? Xanderfell, you do give wolf vibes. Definitely wolf vibes. I'll give you that. I just call everybody cat. Cat dude. Dog. I guess wolf can get rolled into there maybe eventually. That could be a phrasing of speech. Where are my wolves at? Oh! Too far? Too much, yeah. Ricky, you also have me beating followers, I've come to find as well. Ricky's pulling up with like 500 plus followers. And then, do you even? I don't even think you have any videos. I was looking for some videos. Do you stream? Ah, okay, okay, okay. Um, these walls, these walls. Nice. What do you stream? Do you stream like D&D content, or there's some games here and there? I think in age, yeah. They the oldest, the wisest. Yes. Yeah, I guess that's a fair question, Xanderfell. In which direction, in which perspective are we beaten? Hmm. I thought that was the one. Oh, so we use the little plaster deco stuff, bricko stuff here, with the blue stuff on the bottom, underneath. Okay, and it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 57. Whoa. A wise man. I mean, I don't know when that profile picture was taken from, but you're looking good for 57 if that's a recent picture. Ah! You're bald in that picture, am I correct to say that? Yes, very much that. Closer to 25, that's a while back. And the grapes. Alright, just again, just trying to like internalize as much stuff as I can about the map as it is. And it might not do some stuff. Yeah, maybe I'll find it again. Maybe I was looking at it quick and it was just the thumbnail. Your profile picture on Twitch. Oh god, I'm hearing myself echo. Yeah! Oh no, maybe you just have really short hair. I can't see it. Like super short. Like your little picture with your glasses here. Yeah, the small one. Okay, yeah, it's really small. So you go short, hey? Those are the easy, cheapest haircuts you can get, right? That's honestly like I feel bad sometimes because like when I have the long hair, like you gotta go to a salon, they gotta do the whole thing. You're paying like 40, $50, but you could just walk into the barbershop and just be like, yeah, give me the crew. $15, done. Walking out of there with $5 in your pocket, you know, like. Oh, no way, Lo. I didn't know that was actually you in your picture there. I just thought it was Obi-Wan this entire time. And I was like, oh, dude, like Star Wars. Okay. I mean, when I play sword fighting with my son, like I be doing Obi-Wan's moves. I be doing the pointy peace fingers. I can do the flip the lightsaber behind my back into the Obi-Wan stance. Yeah, dude. Obi's my dude. Probably my favorite, especially after the Obi-Wan series that came out where he got to beat Anakin's ass. Oh god, that's so good. Such an epic such epic fight scenes. Mind-boggling fight scenes. Probably some of the best work after the regular Star Wars came out. Like after George Lucas gave it away to Disney. I think the Obi-Wan series is the epitome of what I fantasize about with Star Wars. It was so freaking cool. And yeah, Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan. He eats that role and cleans the plate every time. It's awesome. Yeah, that's way back. I see someone's got some punk blonde hair rocking. You definitely looking like some kids there. Nice. Oh, that's. Oh, I had a feeling that might have been you with the big blonde get up. Awesome. That's cool, man. Was that your natural hair color, or were you dyeing it back then? But what is your current profession? um, I mean, I love uh the Han Solo's profession. The just like I trade things. So a procurer and shipper of obscure goods would be my title. It just gives me so much reasonable doubt. It gives me so many ins and outs. So this is gonna get hard when I try to place these, but I think getting that blue in there. A Sith Lord Bounty Hunter. Well, you can kind of do whatever you want if you're a Sith Lord. You don't really need much of a story anymore, I guess. And leave that one open. Too unruly. You know what's really funny is uh, my kiddo is very much like, he's just called to the dark side is where he's at right now. Dude was we were at the store. He's been doing very well, sleeping in his bed. So we were like, hey, let's get him like a new toy to commemorate the situation. And he wanted to choose a lightsaber, and he was like, yo, I'm getting the Darth Vader lightsaber. And I was like, all right, dude, like it's all you, dude. You can be Darth Vader if you want to be. I will not be upset. do 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 do. I don't need these things. It's gonna be a series of roofs in the middle. I need to put the walls on the side of here. I'm a big fan of the old stuff, the George Lucas era. I think there's a lot of Disney's come out with a lot of content, and with that, you inherently will have good stuff and bad stuff. I think they've hit the mark on a lot of stuff, and they've missed the mark on a lot more. There's a lot of things I don't care for, and then there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh my god, that is so undeniably good. Um, Things that come to mind: Rogue One, Obi-Wan series. I really liked Han Solo. I thought it was a great young portrayal of that character and Lando Calrissian. Um, I thought Donald Glover was, if you could have typecast a better role, you couldn't. Like Donald Glover crushes a young Lando so hard, like out of the park. Oh yeah, for sure. But the original Star Wars script was like super convoluted and just like needed needed help. Which is okay, that's fine, and I feel that way about a lot of stuff that I make, where I'm like, this is really good, but like there's just something missing. It needs somebody's approval. It needs a second eye. It needs something more, something that I can't give it by myself. I've given it everything I can give it. Okay. Structural, freestanding walls. Walls with the rocks on them. Please be here. It should be here. They are. See, that's convoluted. How many times in one story are you going to say Darth by itself? And when you start putting that into a movie and on a script and you add sound and music behind it, what does it sound like? Dark, dark, dork, Darth. Like, it's just not good. That's something that's not bad. It's just when you put it into practice and take it off the paper, it's not good anymore. Dork Saber. um so I think that's very much the reality of a lot of things with a lot of great media. You know, it takes a village or whatever you however you want to say, you know. It's not ever just one person in the studio just doing all the work. Especially nowadays, like stuff take is a full production line to get stuff to where they got it today. Yeah, this is when it gets hard. This is when you can only be so accurate. A live chimp, purple colored, named Shaq. Like, so yeah, I'm glad somebody reeled him in, but like, this is the other side of things, right? Is like, I don't think it's bad to have an idea like a purple monkey, you know, named Shaq, right? Like, that's not inherently bad, and people like that are needed. Like, George Lucas type thinkers are needed, right? Like, you need someone to have these wild, crazy ideas to get to these places, right? But sometimes you go a little too crazy. Sometimes sometimes we need to be reeled in, I think. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be. Oh, okay. No, gonna do the windows. Man, I'm the worst. I'm the best and worst to myself. So horribly unnecessary. But I want them. Um, the more history goes on, the more I like the second trio, the 1, 2, 3, the Phantom Menace, the Clone Wars, those three. I the more life goes on, the more I like it. And you want to talk about you can't typecast a better actor in a role for Anakin. Hayden Christensen is an amazing actor and does such great work with that role. I hate Anakin with a burning passion because Christian plays him so good. And I hate and love that sentiment at the same time because it's like I really do like he's such a disgusting character. It's like You know, like, and now you understand, Darth and where. Oh, you got me calling him Darth. Darth Brooks. You understand where all this comes from. He plays the young angst so well. He plays the spiteful hate, the naive youth. The wills who controlled the force itself. That's an interesting. Oh, sloppy on the back end here. Oh, it's way off. One moment, Xanderfell. Hey, what's up, Gabby? One moment as I'm just trying to finish my thought process on these. Oh, I might need that piece. Actually, I don't think I need that piece. Well, there's the miniature viller. It's looking pretty villa-like from back here. I just gotta add that super iconic pool and porch, and then a house right here. Okay, let's see. I am doing well, Gabby. Thank you very much. Today I am working on the final piece to my D&D module project that I've been making for the past several months. Um, and essentially, it is a combination of all my maps put together into one big map that has been shrunken down into a miniature size so it fits on a map. Uh, it's kind of like a click-to-play, like regional map of this island. So essentially, these are miniature models of each of the maps that I have made. So this is, pretty much what an overworld map. Yeah, yeah. So I made an observatory that has a telescope. I've made an entrance to a cave that looks as such. I've made an entrance to a crypt that looks as such. And these are all fairly, at this point, fairly literal. Quite like literally taking the exact same assets and shrinking them down to size. Up close they might not look perfect, but at afar they just give you the vibe and the look. And what I really wanted to create for my players is just a feel of thematic of they're on an island, these maps connect, and they have an idea of where everything is, and they can just understand it a bit better. And I thought it was something that a myself and Dungeon Alchemists are capable of doing, and B is something that would just be a nice addition to my map pack for this module. So that's what we're working on. And that's honestly so it's part of the challenge, right? Is finding an in between where your maps have enough continuity to converge in such a fashion, but also that it's not colossal or grand enough in scale that it's not feasible anymore, right? So I do on yesterday's stream. If you want to go check my vods, I have a very large regional map of Mike's World Wilderness Beyond, and that map has only one little tiny castle on it. There wasn't any like real human societal like buildings or structures. It's just all nature and stuff. So with that being considered, it was like, oh, it's very feasible for me to make the map of this scale and this size because I don't have to make a bunch of villages and I don't have to make a bunch of things that'll take a lot of time. So this scale here, I'm like, oh, I'll give myself 4 or 5 points on a map that I can make, and I'll try to use all assets that I can manipulate. And I had to, cut some corners here and there for creative corners, we'll call them. But yeah, it's very possible. I like the idea and the concept, and we use like regional maps, like for like the Sword Coast or like just Faerun in general or whatever map. So I thought this is like a great addition to really make my product stand out a little bit. This is the intended purpose here, the goal. And right now it looks I like it. I think it looks good. You can really see each individual point of interest that I've created. And then once we add the trees and stuff to it, it's gonna pop off. It's gonna flare up. It's gonna look gorgeous. And once I change the lighting on it too, all I gotta do is hit sunset, and it's the money. Yes, I'm stepping away for a second. I should have announced that. As my hands are off the keyboard and I am showing just kind of what I've been working on for the past hour here. I gotta take some medicine. My shoulder's killing me today. So my next project after this one is going to be it's my own personal project, which is It's called Daggerford, The Tales of Daggerford. And essentially, it's just going to be a campaign, a homebrew open world campaign that exists inside of Daggerford, the city. So what I want to do is make a fully fleshed out, updated version of Daggerford, which I've done all the research and legwork for, and now I can finally get to work. I do have one slide that's been created, but I was waiting for the magic update for several reasons. I get angled rooms, circular rooms, and there's a lot of buildings in Daggerford that I can make too lore specific if I can make them angled or if I can make them circular. And also, it's a large city and there's a lot of people and different designs and stuff, and so like I just needed more assets. So now I have a whole bunch more assets. I have a whole bunch of different potion bottles, chests, furniture, more stuff for me to make each individual building and house stand out. So it's definitely something to consider is the proportion of your scale, right, Xanderfell? So if you see here on my map, the observatory where it's flat up there on the top right of the mountain, that's as high as the map will let me go physically. Now, second point, the map can go low. You see at the water's edge, the very edge of the map, it gets really low. But you see where the water level is? The water levels don't change yet in Dungeon Alchemist. So water, lava, gold river, whatever you want to use that's liquid, blood, will be at the same level. So you need to kind of set yourself up for success in that manner. But scale and perspective is all up to you. So however you want to set the scale, you can just bear those things in mind. It is possible to go over the maximum height elevation if you want to do what I did, which is use some rocks or some assets to kind of boost yourself up a little bit further, right? Minecraft is not a bad tool to do that with. I've seen several people use Minecraft to create maps and create worlds and games and stuff. I kind of like that I got my beach hat on the chair, and we're doing an island scene right now. So what's everybody working on? If you're there, if you're listening, what's everybody up to? Are we playing games? Are we playing role play? Are we playing D&D, Pathfinder? Are we making maps? Are we making worlds? Developing a game? I think you've brought this up before. Is it still the same project? Still on Baldur's Gate? Awesome. I've definitely put in my hours on BG. I might go back to it as a nostalgia run. I still need to finish hardcore mode. I can't get my buddy to step up to the plate with me, so I might have to just do it by myself. Maybe I'll do a nostalgia run or something. Oh, so you're in the beginning. Is this your first playthrough? What Oh wow, nice first playthrough. Oh, enjoy. Enjoy. So you just killed the hag. That means you saved Mayrina. yeah, you killed that whiny ass. Yes. Marina, that be. What platform do you make your games on, Xander Fell? That's cool, man. Overlord vibes for sure. I don't know if y'all have seen Overlord, the anime. Super good one. Recommend. Let me just zap the coffee one last time. A slurpy slurpy to you and yours. Oh! Okay. Nice. That's awesome. What are they summoned by? Oh, yes. Then we gotta bring the beach in towards it. We'll do that in a second. Uh, yeah, I think just because it'll be iconic, I'm gonna go do what BB suggested. Squad Da 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 da. Bum bum bum. Big bad evil guy, Demon King. Well, it's not to say it's based on it. It just has vibes. I mean, it's a necromancer isekai. Like, they played a video game and then just got stuck in the video game. So you were playing a role playing game and then got pulled into it after. Like, they're similar. They're not the same. You should watch the show though. It's on Netflix. They have both the seasons on. It's a really good show. It might give you some fun ideas. I need to go to GIMP. I gotta drop this down. File. We're just gonna drop DA for a second here. I'll go in my office. Okay, let's bring up DA again. Yeah, I would love to see your words, your progress. Hold on. Copy. You can come share it on my Discord. Yeah, it looks so good. My second idea was to like actually just take photos of each place and just be like, yo, those are high. There you go. And just like drop photos down, but I figured this would be. Figured this would be better. Let's go look at my map again. Save. File. Save again. Just for being doubly sure. Villa. The volant. The voluptuous. The Vala. There's a little nub. There is a little nub. Sure, yeah, why not? Let me figure out my capture quick. Oh, it's on YouTube. Perfect. That'll be an easy capture to grab.
This be from Tool to Outcast to Hero. Just the scenes that I'm up to right now is scenes
Right now, if you're
1
interested in Dunkamist, you
all
can
the way
try
up
out the
to
demo,
scene
see if it
7.
runs on your computer, how well it
After that, it will just go to a black screen. But here we go.
Cool, let's check it out. Yo, Xanderfell, this looks legit AF. What do you play this on? Is this game's like you can play this on whatever you want? Is RPG? I'm not familiar with the platform that you said. Is that a where do you play that? Can you put it on a computer, PC? Nice, everybody's playing D&D at the club. It's for computer. Okay, cool. But summoned. Do you do the art yourself? Does RPG Maker come give you all the art and then you just kind of do the coding and the formatting of maps and stuff? Like kind of build it? All right, shit. Okay, okay. These heroes are granted powers to aid those who summon them. So I've been isekai'd, and I have powers. I've been brought to a world of magic, and that's really fast. I can't read that fast. Well, I can read that fast. I guess can't. I can't speak that fast. Please forgive me. The chibi version's so cute, and then the profile picture you have for the Demon King is just like super grim. Oh. So, Tool, your name. Do not disobey me. Into the library.
And that be it.
Cool. That looks super awesome. What? What? That's huge. Huge to know. Little tidbit for the game I play. Let's see. Let's get my captures fixed. Here we are. Alright, so we need to get this little nub. There's a little nub, and I don't know how I'm going to do these. I think I'm just going to have to do whatever or something. I don't know. And then just a square house with some plastered up walls. Volcano Island. Yeah, wonderful work, Xanderfell. Splendid, indeed. Looks like a necromancer Pokemon or something. I don't know. Honestly, it has its own vibe. You know, there isn't anything that really I've seen that looks like that, really. So, Oh wait, what am I doing? This needs to be Grace. Nice, nice. Okay. Thank you. Can that song? Can I like ban songs? Is that allowed? Is that possible? Do we know how to use Spotify? Very nice. So I was wondering like what direction like the storyline what took off in. Oh, it fits perfectly. Does it match at all? Let's see. In the city, flat broke. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see. Hmm. Nice. Wait. Ah. Nice. It's so tiny. Nice. Yeah, it's definitely like, yeah, if you're a necromancer, you should like summoning some stuff, right? You're gonna be summoning some skelly boys. Everybody loves a good skelly boy. There we are. Undo that. Just trying to clean up this edge as much as I can. Ah, how cool does that look? I knew this thing would just come out looking absolutely gorgeous. You know what I could probably use? Nice, thank you, plastic. Look at the villa now that I've kind of like got it complete. Right? If you watch me make it, oh dang it! Ah! Oh yes. Ah! The domes are just a little too high. How did I not see that? That makes me sad. How can I fix this? Back. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Looks like we're missing a wall over there too. I'm glad I'm going around and checking now. So this wasn't necessarily in the design from before, but I'm just doing my best. I don't think it's too practical. I think I can get it 100%. And I don't want to spend that much time on it because you're not going to see it that close. Like, this is supposed to be a map that you'll see from far away. I can zoom in at any moment in time whenever I want to, right? But I control all the angles that my customer sees. It's a little quick fix. Word. Well, I think like you said, you're gonna use like copper, silver, and platinum and stuff. I think the more D&D vibed it can be, I think the cooler. Because like you start the premise in like a D&D club, like they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, right? So I think it'd be really cool if that's something that you kind of like run with a little bit and make that the trend or the theme. How does that look? That looks pretty good. Yeah, that's a funny idea. Maybe like his character dies, and that's where he goes when he dies. Like he thinks it's no big deal. But that's the isekai, like it's like the Demon King summoning people who has dies through some weird ritual or whatnot. I'm not sure. Tons of hand place assets, yeah. Tons of hand place assets. Even though it's this is why like doing something in scale can be really hard. You know, like this is what I have to do for my vineyard rows, and I'm spacing them out a little bit and making them really spacey. If you were to scale this back the other way, they wouldn't look the same. But from far away, it looks good. Yeah, that's awesome. The summon to the world that is Dungeon Master, the one he's playing in, right? And like maybe at first like they don't realize it, but then as they play through the world, they start realizing they're like, oh, like this is weirdly so similar, right? Like these are things that I've seen before. Like I know this, right? Yeah, and I think the cool thing is like in most cases it's just like you get to tell the story however you want to tell it. So in that regard, like the character's perception is like the reality, right? So you can just have the character know and then just have him narrate knowing that, right? So you don't actually the character it's not D&D where like the character actually has to have the meta information. You can just give them the meta as the story almost. And so my hopes is I left these bushes at floor height. I haven't touched them and put them on the collision scale yet, so my hope is that they will get higher as I go up this ridge here. I guess the game is literally like how many vines do I want to put in, right? How many can I muster? I believe is the name of the game right now. Because the more that are there, the better it will look, I think. You know, like just fill it. It's a vineyard, you know. I don't want it to be a small one. Have it run all the way over to here. Have it run all the way into here. I don't know. What do y'all think? Think that's enough? Do you think that's a good shape? I left it with this nice shape. Right. Well, I mean, that can be the conversion rate in that world. You know, there's nothing saying you can't write the rules of your own world there. It is a game. You're in your own verse, so. The size? What is the size we're looking at? What do you mean, Ricky? How big is the island? Island's about 30 by 30, like a 4 by scale, so 5 is 20 is 20 times 30 is 120 feet. So to D&D scale, it would be like a 120-foot wide island. It's a small island, but I mean to like real world scale, I would have to balloon up a little bit. One, two, three. Yeah, I might have made this one a little bit too big, but I think they're looking fine. I think it's looking fine as far as scale's concerned. You think I should add more vine lines? More grapes? Maybe have them run over to here. The other vines? What other vines? I'm thinking this. Maybe fill it in like that. You're asking too many questions. You're all over the place. Which building on top? Ah! I'm getting confused, Ricky. This building up here, the golden orbed building with the telescope in it, is the observatory. That is the observatory, which is a rather large building, may I add. On the island? So yeah, so I can give you the drive by of the island. So the island is compromised of, or I should say, all the maps that I've made for this island are. We'll start with the villa here, villa and vineyard, which has a basement underneath it and a path that leads to our cave. We have a cave and that has a large grand entrance that connects to the tunnel, as I said. And there's another tunnel that leads into our dungeon, our labyrinth underneath the volcano. Continuing on the beach, we have the graveyard, and there's a crypt. If you go in this pathway, it leads down to a crypt that I have made. There's the pirate ship. You can go up this. There's a path map, and then we go up the path and we get to the grand entrance map, which leads you into the top of the dungeon or the labyrinth, and the cave entrance leads you into the bottom of said thing, which is 3 floors stacked. So there's 3 dungeon layers. And then you can keep going up here to the observatory. And then if they so happen to fall down this mudslide or they decide to travel through the woods, there's going to be a corpse flower back here and a big dried out jungle beach kind of. And then that's everything. Once we go inside the volcano, like I said, there's 3 labyrinth maps that will eventually lead you to the 4th and final dungeon map, which is a very large lava lair. Which have you seen that yet? It's pretty cool. I can show it to you if you want. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a an Eastern vibe to it for sure. It is not a pirate-controlled island, so I guess briefly the story of the island is there is a family that used to live here, and it was a large family, and they were responsible for maintaining this island. And there's some secrets inside the volcano of what they're protecting and what their purpose here is. Uh, Further, all these people have synthforth died, and there's an island full of ghosts, and the ghosts are kind of still attached to this island to do what their family had promised to do, which is protect the island. So the ghosts protect the island. So it's a very vacant island in that regard. Um, there is a pirate ship, and pirates had come here in the past, the not so distant past. They are since forth dead inside the caves. So it's a fairly empty island, and we're going for this very eerie, ominous vibe when the players are on the island. It's quiet, there isn't much. There is wildlife, so if they venture into the jungle, they will run into some random encounters. There are some physical encounters that can and will happen throughout the module, but we didn't want to make it a big to do of fighting like you're coming on and raiding this island or something. It's very much you can walk on this island freely without having to ruffle too many feathers, right? You can piss off the ghosts, that is a thing. Well, they used to make wine with the grapes. And this little shack right here is the winery which I had made on the other map. But I'll show you what they're protecting. This amulet is what they're protecting. This amulet sits in water, and it keeps the core of the volcano at bay, because deep inside the lava swims a lava serpent that has been a sea serpent who has been cursed to flame, um, and they're forever locked within this volcano as a fire beast. Yeah. So this is kind of like the grand culmination of what it goes to, and then we'll walk our way backwards through the place. I'm gonna show y'all some maps before I get going here. I'm gonna close it up. We'll do my finishing things here. So this is like what one of the labyrinth looks like. The 3 of them look the same, just a little bit different. And then if you were to take the cave entrance, I'll show you what the cave looks like. So yeah, this is like all these maps coming together. I've been working on this project for a few months, like 3-4 months now. And so this tunnel right down here leads to the villa, the basement of the villa. This tunnel over here leads to the 3rd floor of the labyrinth we just came from. And then this over here is the cave entrance, where you saw on the outside of the island is a cave entrance, right? So a lot of the things that I have made, to be like thematically on the outside of my battle map, I can now bring to life a little bit with this macro miniature scale version of what I'm making, right? So it's a really fun way to bring some of your 2-dimensional maps to life. This is like the crypt. If you go into the graveyard, the entrance by the graveyard, this is the crypt. Leads down a tunnel and leads you into this crypt, where we have 2 families that have come together to protect this island. They've come together through marriage. Let's see. What else can I show you? The pirate ship's really cool. So yeah, I gotta try to emulate this somehow. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I could get really fancy with some abstract pictures, I think, but we'll see what happens. Nice, thank you. I thought I had some good shape to it. Well, thank you everybody. Thank you, Ricky, for hanging out. Xanderfell. It's been a pleasure. Gabby, if you're still out there, Plastic. Thank you everybody. We will be back on tomorrow. We'll be finishing this project this week for sure. Maybe starting the DAM challenge soon. We will see. Tonight we have Dungeons and Dragons, Dragonlance. Well, I'll be playing Ralph Reddington, and I hope you will enjoy. 7 p.m. Eastern. And take care, everyone.